Bow, 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 bow. We're
I
back.
think I heard that this weekend.
We're back.
Yay!
Hi, Brandy.
Hi, Timothy.
How's it going?
It's fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. It is. This is the Scoop Weddings Unveiled episode number 31. Podcast number 31.
Nice.
We're back. It's been a few weeks, but we were enjoying. Well, I was enjoying the last couple of weeks of non-weddings.
And we had a holiday.
And we had a
on
holiday.
Monday, so.
So just kind of like, just literally just enjoying those last few weeks and
Playing some golf.
playing lots of golf.
Lots of golf.
Still not good at all.
I saw your one post. What was it about?
Which one?
About
I was 3 over.
3 over. Yes.
I took a video where I had a picture and I said I was 3 over today. And so if you know if you're a golfer out there, you know what like scores are. Usually you want to be under.
Yes.
But 3 over is actually like for regular golfers really not bad. If you're 3 over, that's actually good. But in my case, I said I was 3 over. Went over a house, went over a tree, and went over a swimming pool. There was many other overs, but I just thought that was a good one.
Those were good. I
Yeah.
was dying. I was like, yep, he's still not great, but he's
Nope.
still doing it. Like, go for
Still
it.
doing it, yeah.
I still need to come out and just drive the
The golf cart, yeah. Yep. But yeah,
Maybe-
so
Maybe I don't know. Maybe do you swing left to right? Wait, no.
how do you swing a baseball bat?
I stand and I swing to the left.
Yes, okay.
So I was swinging the same way in
You're
golf.
a right-handed
Yes. I'm
hitter for baseball. You are a righty as far as a golfer.
Right. Okay.
Yes, with
It's just a
the club.
lower. Okay, yeah, because
Yes.
I play softball on the weekend.
There you
so.
go. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so
Yeah, and I've been doing lots of things with the kids.
yeah.
We had Ethan turn 5,
Okay.
and we had his big birthday party, and
Nice.
then we had a Rays game this past weekend.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Rays
Football
up.
season has started.
Yeah.
Whenever football season starts, you know that wedding season down south here is beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a couple of weddings. So the last couple of weeks, yeah, I had one. Actually, I've had 2 weddings last couple of weeks, but we're starting to ramp up and get into the swing of things. No pun intended. We're getting into the swing of things. But I was a couple weeks ago. I was at a. Didn't even know this place existed in Florida.
Uh-oh.
The place or the city is called Howie in the Hills.
Oh, yeah, Howie in the Hills. You've never heard of it?
No, have you?
Yes.
I've literally asked
Great place.
so many people, and I said, "Have you ever heard of Howie in the Hills?" They're like, "What is that?"
It's a very prestigious kind of place.
It's prestigious.
I mean, people, when I've heard them refer to Howie in the Hills, are like, oh, I'm going to Howie in the Hills.
It
So,
sounds
like,
haunted.
It does sound haunted, but there's really nice hotels and like luxury
Well,
shopping and things.
I
there.
had a wedding at it was called the Howie Mansion Estate, which
Yeah.
was amazing. And as I pulled up, I literally took a video of it as I'm pulling up, and it looked like a haunted
I
house.
was gonna say, yep.
The mansion is amazing, and one of the front runners, if I ever get married one day,
Oh, is it? Is
that
fr-
would definitely be, because I mean, I love the Powell Crosley here in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Love it. Mansion right in the water. This is the Powell Crosley times 2.
Oh,
It's really cool. There's no water. It's in the middle of nowhere in Howie in the Hills. But there is a hotel 2 seconds from it,
oh, that's great.
which I ended up staying at because it's 2 hours from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just west of Orlando,
Yep.
about 30 minutes west of Orlando. But such a beautiful venue, and that was really cool. So, yeah, I
Can't believe you've never heard of Howie in the Hills.
well, funny, the bride's dad gave a welcome speech, and he was like, in his speech, he's like, when my daughter, because I guess they wanted to originally get married at the Ritz, or not the Ritz, I'm sorry, the Ringling Museum
Oh,
in
yeah.
Sarasota, and
Right in front of David's booty.
yep, right under his his ball sack.
Basically. I don't know why people choose that, but I guess.
Anyway,
I don't know.
so they were looking at the Ringling Museum in their courtyard area, but they decided against it, and they found this venue, the Howie Mansion Estate. And so when the bride told her dad, "Hey, we're going to get married at the Howie Mansion," he was like, "What is that?" She's like, "Oh, it's in Howie in the Hills." where the hell is that?
And they live here? They're from here?
Yes.
Oh.
I've never heard of it. I literally asked 3 or 4 other vendors from this past wedding that I was with you. I was like, have you guys heard? Like, I'm literally asking everybody, have you guys heard of Howie in the Hills? No. Have you heard of the Howie Mansion? No.
You want to test, like, your insanity of not knowing?
Yeah. Well,
like, am I in a club of one? No, you're not.
So, really cool. We might have to do. I might have to do like a review of it.
Yeah.
At some point. Excuse me. That'll be another podcast.
Okay.
But we'll do a review of Howie in the Hills, Howie Mansion. What we'll do is we'll look at the pricing, look at all the perks. We'll talk about all the decor that you can do, and we'll like get into it.
Yeah, because I feel like we're familiar with things that are close to us because we're, as some of you may or may not know, we're in Sarasota, Florida. Oh,
there's gnats.
Fly.
Yep. Sorry.
Don't shoe fly. Don't follow me. So we're very familiar with things, within an hour or so of us. But then we get these like really unique gems that, like, I didn't know about Bella Collina.
Oh yeah, Bella Collina.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, like it's like Tuscan, Italy, France kind of venue stuck in Florida.
Yeah.
And it's so
like it looks like a castle.
Beautiful. I'm like, how did I not know about
that's near Disney,
Bella
right?
Collina.
Is that which one? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up that way.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's things that are
too.
north and west, to like northeast, west Orlando area that maybe we're not.
We're just in our own little bubble.
Yeah, we are. And that's okay.
Oh, it's definitely okay.
But I think that we should explore some more things up in that area because I've been seeing on the swap shops, or on the Tampa Bay wedding shops on Facebook and whatnot. A lot of brides are posting, and I'm like, where the heck is that?
Yep.
What? And I'm Googling. I'm like, oh, where's this?
Yeah.
And some of them I'm like, oh, this is really nice. Like, I didn't know about King's Crossing
I've heard
in
of
Arcadia.
It. Oh, yeah. I feel like that's a new venue.
It is in the last couple of years. And I think a lot of them have popped up in the last couple of years because people are like, how do we make money post-COVID? Everybody needs a wedding venue because nobody could get married. But they include a lot of stuff in an inclusive package, and it's a brand new, very Christian venue. I will say that, like, you get married in front of a cross.
Okay.
But it's, to each his own.
Yes.
Or her own. So it's
to each their own.
Their own. But I'm sure you don't, maybe it's removable. I don't know. But it's called King's Crossing.
Yeah. No, I've heard of it.
Yeah. The King, Lord. That's why.
Got it.
And so crossing.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
Got it. They really hit that home. So I don't know, like, if you, I don't know how flexible they are on that point, but I had never heard of it. So I think there's a lot of like new little venues, and there's the new one that's in Bradenton that's opening up. It's called The Venue. It used to be Miller's Dutch Restaurant or Miller's something.
In Bradenton?
Yeah, off of 41. 14th Street, across from a car dealership. It used to be Miller's Dutch Kitchen or Amish Kitchen, and they've turned that into a venue. They do a lot of quinces because they can fit like 300 something people.
Okay.
And there's like a full carriage that you could eat dinner. It used to be like almost like a
Amish?
Der Dutchman.
Oh yeah.
It used to be like a Bradenton version of Der Dutchman, which is like an Amish restaurant, if nobody is aware. And it's like a buffet. That's what used to be there. It was like a buffet Amish style food, and they had the best pies and all that good stuff, but it was just our Bradenton version. And so that sold. It was on sale for a couple of years after they closed post-COVID, and now it's like it's very, very popular for quinces and Spanish weddings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of everything popping up.
Yeah. But as we're getting into wedding season, Brandy, you and I just recently, the most recent wedding that I did, we both got to do together.
We connected.
Yay! And you weren't a planner. You actually helped me with the photo booth.
I tried not to be a planner.
Well, I saw the planning coming out in you. And you know what? This wedding was probably the perfect one for you to come and help me with. And it's full circle because the bride that got married was actually on this podcast with us.
Talking about venues.
Yeah. And so she knows we're going to talk about it. We're actually going to bring her back on just to kind of do a recap as well. But her name was Amy, from Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. She's the planner over at Lakewood Ranch. So a huge shout out to Amy and Ryan, right?
Yeah, Stevenson.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why did I feel like I just.
It's in small print right there. A&R.
Okay.
Ryan.
That was the first time I met Ryan over the
Amy,
weekend.
and it was Antofer.
And I feel like it's Antofer. Amy, I don't know your maiden name, but I'm pretty sure it's Antofer. But
and now she's Stevenson.
Yep.
Which is
but
easier.
being a wedding planner and planning your own wedding, she obviously the really cool thing that I thought that she did was obviously she had the wedding at her venue that she works at Lakewood Ranch, and it was beautiful, and you could tell that she is a planner because she was the details and everything was insane.
Yep.
But also she hired Swanky Soiree, who's a wedding planner in Sarasota as well. Trying to get that team, Christina and her team on. Christina and Stephanie.
I ran into Stephanie, side note, on Sunday while we were getting food to watch the Bucks game.
Oh, nice.
I was like, hey, I just saw you last night.
But it was really cool because she didn't want any of her coworkers to work it.
Yep.
I mean, there were some that had to, but
like
they
catering,
were but catering. But they had, but like her coworkers were able to actually enjoy the wedding as guests.
Mm-hmm. And some of the catering too, like they were like enjoying the perks, which we'll talk about as well, and they were really having fun with it too. Yeah.
So we are going to talk all about Amy and Ryan's wedding, the Stevenson wedding, and just the details that went into this thing. Let's just start from the very beginning, from the ceremony, because it was not it wasn't your traditional setup. It was a runway.
It was linear.
It was a runway. It wasn't rows of chairs. There were 2 rows facing the aisle.
Yep. And that's really popular right now, the runway
It's
aisle.
The first time I've seen it.
I've seen
ever.
it. I've been seeing it a lot. I follow a lot of online media trends. But that is very popular, and the half circle around the ceremony is very popular now too, because everybody gets a good visual.
Yeah.
You know, when you're stacked up and you're going like 8 rows back or 6 rows back, it's harder to see everything, and you don't feel as connected.
Yep. No, I agree. And they had a black, so the color scheme was white and black.
Yes, and gold.
And like, little touches of gold. And they had the walkway was black turf.
Black carpet, yeah.
Black carpet. And it was.
And clear chairs.
Ghost chairs. Oh my God. Ghost chairs.
Yep.
They were clear, but they had like a little black tint to them.
Yeah. It was like they were smoky almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful archway with florals and so forth. But the other
favorite.
But it looks good.
All white.
It was everything was white. What they had touches of color in their flowers in the reception, but everything out
like
in the ceremony,
blush.
But everything in the ceremony was all white. Again, it was formal dress attire. The idea was for everybody to wear white and black. Not everybody did, but majority of the guests did. But it was awesome. Another thing, if you are on YouTube watching this, they had a wedding magazine, like flyer in a sense. Basically like a, what would you even call this?
I would say a program.
It was like a program,
but not like we're used to seeing programs.
Right. It's like an actual like editorial with an actual like magazine. Like the front cover looks like a magazine, and it says the Stevenson Wedding Magazine, and then it has like the vows, ceremony details, and more. Sip and solve. Do you know the couple best? Timeline of events, vows, drink, eat, party, and then their hashtag adventures of Amy and Ryan. And then on the back of the cover, like on the back side of this front and back cover, it has the tables with each person's name, which is really cool. And of course, they have a little touch of their pup on there.
Puppy.
Oh my gosh,
so adorable! It's a mini. It literally fit in like 2 hands.
Yeah,
it was so tiny. They had a caregiver there for the pup.
Yeah, so that is that way you don't have to go look to see where your seat is. They have this on this magazine, and then you open it up. It talks about the ceremony, and then it tells you it's an unplugged ceremony. It announces the bridal parties, or it has like the bridal parties names. What else? Which during introductions, I didn't actually announce any names, which was kind of cool.
I liked
and we'll go into that in a second. They have facts about the couple in here, the timeline of things, cocktail hour, dinner reception. They also have a crossword puzzle for you to like learn more about the couple. And then they said the answers will be posted later that night at the guest book table.
Yes.
Which, I mean,
I love that.
So
I have
cool.
seen that on Pinterest, and I was like, that is what I've also seen paired with that editorial type magazine cover is when you walk into the wedding, there's hanging like a banner almost as part of the welcome sign, a editorial style magazine photo. So, and it's kind of printed, like there's a big one, and then there's like another one that's got like multiples, almost like a movie reel.
Yeah.
But it's hung up, and there's like 4 photos or 5 photos, and it's hung up on a higher level. And then they've got one editorial styled shoot photo as well. And they've got them like set side by side. So when you walk in, it literally looks like someone was printing these large scale or smaller scale photos of the couple. And then they left them there to like ink dry almost. And it's just like they're hanging there, and it's just all these kind of like when we used to develop film, if you're that old. And it's a huge just eye catcher as soon as you walk in.
That's cool.
And they pair that kind of with the magazine.
Yeah. In this magazine here, they actually have a really cool fact. It says the song selected for the bride to walk down the aisle to is a mashup of the couple's song and the parents of the groom's first dance song.
In honor of his dad.
A way to honor the late Mr. Mark Ryan Stevenson.
Yeah.
His dad who passed away.
Now you got to find that song and play it when we debut the podcast so everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the music choices were really unique.
Yep. The music choice is really cool. I mean, it was just, the ceremony was, and it wasn't even a long ceremony. It was probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah. But the best part.
The best part was at the end.
Yes.
And we've seen this, we've seen videos of this like on TikTok. But when I talked to, so Spark Weddings and Events came out for this one. So what happened was right when it was very nerve wracking.
Only because
there was like, I'm just going to go right into it. Right when they were to kiss, we now pronounce you the new Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson. Typically, the officiant would say, you may now kiss the bride.
Which she did not.
Which she didn't. So I was like, are you going to say it or what? But then I was just waiting for them to kiss. Right when they kissed is when I started the song.
And you had to start at a specific
It was at 47 seconds.
Yes.
Actually, let me bring it up real quick. Hold on.
I think that's probably what made it a little bit more intense because they really tried to make it immersive by starting songs on a certain a certain spot.
Yep.
And that was, made it even more a little bit more difficult. But the fact that they did that was intentional.
Oh yeah.
And
so right at this part,
they
actually found this idea through TikTok, and they were sort of able to accomplish it. But this is the song. It was Still Falling for You by Ellie Goulding, but the Jonas Blue remix. And right at that point, right when that came on and they kissed, that song came on, and then they had CO2 cannons. They had 4 of them just going off right behind them.
Yep.
Which was, it was a really cool effect.
It looked like white clouds being
just
shot
white
up
clouds,
from
yep.
behind them.
Now the inspiration came from TikTok, or a video from TikTok or from social media, and it was like colored. I don't even know. Like,
it was rainbow colors.
It was rainbow colors.
Literally a rainbow of colors.
And it was, but they found out that it was actually like fireworks, like part of like fireworks, pyrotechnic, and so forth. So they couldn't do that, but the CO2 cannons was a really cool effect. Shout out to Spark Wedding and Events up in Tampa.
And I liked where they had their ceremony, and it was a smaller, like 80 to maybe
80 to 90 guests,
people. And I really loved where their ceremony was because there was one photo that I took, and the clouds off to the distance behind
Oh, it
the
looked
woods,
like
it looked like mountains.
Yeah, and
like,
Florida,
are we in the
Sarasota is
mountains?
very flat. There's no mountain.
None. But the angle and the photos,
Yeah.
I know Angela Moon and the team is going to like produce some really amazing work from that.
So
that
overall,
was fun.
the ceremony
And
was.
she came down the staircase.
Yeah, she came. There's a big staircase at Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club for all the brides to walk down to, which is typically where they do what they do. It was just all just really cool. That was just a ceremony. So
and they had black fans.
Excuse me?
They had black fans.
Oh, black fans to keep yourself cool on the seats.
Keep yourself cool.
So yeah,
remember I told you about the wedding that I saw where half the audience had black umbrellas to protect them from the sun, and the building protected the others.
Yep.
I was like, that's genius. And so and they were nice black fans.
Yeah. So alongside of the magazine cover that they had, they also had black fans.
Yep.
And then cocktail hour was right down there. Nothing too crazy during cocktail hour.
I love that literally as soon as they exited, her and Ryan had drinks in their hands.
Oh, yep.
Like,
and you know
magic.
what? That's your wedding planners for you.
It was the staff at Lakewood Ranch. That was their bartender. Had it ready, and they shouted her out. The best vendor of the day was the
Oh,
the
of course. Well, it's funny because
most had it ready.
There's a lot of couples they'll be like, and the most important people of the night. Actually, no, we'll hear that a lot in like speeches. Like, let's give it up for the most important people of the night. And most people will be like, oh my God, the bride and groom. No, it's actually the bartenders. Yes. And then they give a shout out. And so that was the ceremony. Now we're going to transition to the reception.
Yeah.
And the ballroom at Lakewood Ranch Country Club. Now, that was your first time there?
That was my first wedding. I've been there for fundraisers and things of that nature, but not a wedding.
I've done a ton of weddings there. A ton.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite venues. This is the first time that I was able to, like, me as an entertainment and DJ, able to use my full sound, like my full creative setup.
Yeah.
And they actually had me on a stage.
I was going to say, do they normally put you on a stage?
I'm usually off to the side of that main entrance. And I had to it's very condensed there. It doesn't have to be, but that's just the way they do it.
Okay.
And I told Amy, I don't know if I told Amy this, but I told Haley, the other coordinator at Lakewood Ranch. She was the matron of honor. I told her, I said, listen, you need to make sure you get all these photos, all these videos, because this is the staple of how weddings should be moving forward here at Lakewood Ranch.
This is how it should look.
This is how it should be. And again, Swanky Soiree did such an amazing job with the decor. Guillermo with, I think it's Palacios.
Did clear acrylic tables.
Yep, and chairs.
And the legs on the tables weren't like your clean lines. They were actually carved, kind of like circular. You know how you have the rings and then you have the longer step leg. That's the kind of tables that. And then what I loved is that the carpeting. I know I'm going to carpet, but carpeting in the ballroom it has a pattern to it, but it's not overly, you can't really notice it, but the reflection of the carpet onto the acrylic legs made the legs of the tables look like they were covered in this print. I know you didn't notice that, but I did. It was a reflection, but the legs
I'm
looked
sure
like they had,
she totally had
print.
that in mind.
Nobody did that on purpose, but it was just one of those happenstance things where the legs just looked like they had this invisible kind of print on just the legs.
If it looks like I have a blank stare,
filigree floral kind of vibe.
Okay.
Yes. Some people might relate to what I just said. Just saying.
So okay. But yes, Swanky, Palacios Events, they did such an amazing job with the decor, the tables, the chairs. Swanky did something that was really cool. And what would you call that? Above the dance floor. So they had a dance floor. And this is one thing that I think, obviously Lakewood Ranch has their own dance floor. So that obviously saved some dollars.
Cherry wood.
But based on the color scheme, which is black and white, which again, I love, I really think the only thing that I would have adjusted, I wouldn't change anything. The only thing I would have adjusted was having a black and white checkered
I would have
dance
done
floor.
all black with a monogram in the middle.
Well, okay.
Only because too much black and white checker in the middle of that room with all the white coming from the. To me, it probably would have been a little too much. But if it was all blackout vinyl dance floor with like, their monogram, the A and the R with the flower
True.
that they did in the
Okay.
center,
All right, so
that would probably be a better
so either an all
statement.
black or an all white or a checkered black and white.
Yes.
Either way, black and white or yeah.
And then you did mention the floating ceiling is what I
So
would call
right
that.
above the dance floor was a floating ceiling of flowers, of roses.
Well,
were they
okay.
white roses?
So they were faux roses. They were like wood florals, but there was beading.
Mm-hmm.
There was fabric, like
Yep.
ribbon, and then there was some fabric that had roses on the bottoms. So it was and then there was some feathery pieces in there too. So it was a whole ceiling installation of those different elements all together. And I like what you said about you wished that the flowers had been suspended on like clear. I used to use fishing line.
Fishing line,
And used to hang orchids from the ceiling and do clear, and it would just be like orchids were floating in the ceiling. I think that would have been really cool too.
But the way they did it, they had whatever the white fabric was.
Yeah, it was like a satin ribbon.
Yeah, it was just really well done.
It was.
Everything was really well done. They literally had the A team of vendors and wedding professionals, and then you go over to the stage. They actually had a stage for me, which was absolutely awesome. And they had me centered to the dance floor, and they also with the stage they actually ordered. I don't know where they got this, but they had like a facade in front of the stage to.
Those were just wood panels.
Just wood panels to go in front of the stage, so it cleaned it up a little bit.
I looked and I was like, oh, they literally just bought pieces
Velcroed.
of wood from Home Depot and they put the trim work on the other side. It still had the Home Depot sticker on the back and painted it white. Because I'm like digging into like.
Oh, I know.
Under things.
Oh,
I know.
The planner came. The planner came out in you.
Where did you buy that? Who rented this? Like, is that rentable or is that purchase? Oh yeah, I was doing all my research.
So all right. So so that was, and then
And then you had a backdrop.
I had they had a white draped out backdrop, so I could. I used uplighting around the entire room, and I used white uplighting. It just gave it like a really cool.
Clean,
like
crisp,
a cool and crisp look. I didn't go with the teal-lit color, even though that's kind of what the chandeliers were like a teal-lit color. Yeah. I just felt because everything was white and black, that white uplighting was just like a cleaner look.
Yeah. And knowing that she works for the venue, and if it were me, I would have changed out the lights to be white. To be cool.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, but that's the OCD.
Well, no, but
me.
The next day they had an event.
Yeah, they would have. That would have been a pain in the butt.
Yeah, she would have been.
But also, your backdrop had an LED light of the A and the R, A plus R. And if you notice on the back of that magazine that they printed, if it's a couple, it's A plus. Like it's the name plus. So they carried that same A plus R throughout the whole entire.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I loved their sign-in book. It was
a bottle.
It was a giant bottle.
Huge.
It was probably like, what, 2 feet tall? Something like that.
A very large bottle.
It was a faux bottle of Voot, but it came in a wooden box. And then they put a hole in the box and made that their card box.
Yep.
And then the bottle stood outside of the box and everybody signed it.
Yep, that was their guest book or their guest bottle. And then, so not only did they have the Find Your Seat on the magazine, but they also had a seating chart inside. And it was really cool because they had a picture of each guest each couple, and they were printed out as a Polaroid.
Yeah.
And it had their table number on it.
Uh-huh.
Really cool.
And it was all set in crystal, like clear acrylic photo holders on clear acrylic bases. So nothing had, and then the linen itself was a velvet blush. That was the only kind of color, was the velvet blush for the cake table, the dessert bar, the sign-in table, and then she had some velvety kind of blush color in with some of the florals in the centerpieces. And that was the only touch of like another color.
Yeah. I mean, job well done. As far as the details, and I mean the details, she went all out. And
the black candelabras with the flickering.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, candelabras hold candles. So it was the black candle holders. I'll give you that. So the black candle holders that went down this.
Speak in layman's terms for everybody who's listening to this, because not everybody knows what the heck that is.
So candle holders.
Thank you.
At varying heights
Gotcha.
down the clear acrylic tables.
Okay, got it.
And that was for the head tables for the bridal party
Yep.
and the sweetheart table. And so there was varying heights of those black candle
Yes.
holders. And then they had taper candles, the long skinny ones, and they were LED and they still flickered.
Yep.
Like they
Yep.
were some high end like flickering.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was really, really. And then the napkins were amazing. The napkins were black.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did all white linens on the tables that
Yep.
had linens. And little takeaway boxes, gelato cart with
Well,
coffee.
we didn't get to that part. Hold on.
Oh, I know.
Jeez.
I'm so excited.
God.
Let's talk about it all.
Well, all right. So let's just like go through it. So, all right. So that was just the decor side of everything, the details. Yes.
Is cake part of decor? Because the cake was.
I didn't even look at the cake.
Oh my God.
That was.
The cake was fake.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh.
It was a pure masterpiece by Cakes by Ron.
Yes.
And it was.
There was no actual cake.
No, it was.
They had a whole
cupcakes and
dessert
whoopie
bar.
Oh yeah, they did his and hers Skittles or whatever his and hers favorite candy.
All right, hold on. I'm just. I was so nervous for this
I
wedding.
know. I was circling the room, boo. I was like,
But I didn't.
I brought
Like,
you whoopie pies.
Yeah. Didn't eat them. I took a bite and I was like, I didn't like it. But they had a whole I'm just now remembering they had a whole dessert bar.
Yeah, and it was full all night. Whole dessert bar. I said I want chocolate, and you said me too. I brought you whoopie pies.
Yeah, I'm not a whoopie pie guy.
Now we know. But
Damn.
the cake was fake, and they never did a cake cutting.
Well, no, they weren't planning on doing that.
Yeah. So the cake was like, it actually had some purple and gold in it. It was kind of fun. And it was just for photos, and they had pin spots
Yeah, they had
done
pin
by
spots.
Swanky.
Yep.
And the whole dessert bar was like cupcakes and his and hers favorite candy and whoopie pies and little to-go boxes so you could take things. You can make your own little like to-go box of treats. Yeah.
I missed out on that.
Well, you
Anyway,
were
so
busy.
I was very nervous because again, like, we're getting back into the swing of things with
Yeah.
weddings, and this is my second wedding back in a while. I mean, I take that back. I've done like sporadic here and
Yeah.
there over the summer, but this is like the first like big one, and where I had entertainment, lighting, uplighting, effects. Just
Photo booth.
Oh, I forgot about the damn photo booth. That's why you were there.
That was me.
You helped me run the photo
And
booth, so thank you for that.
It's harder when you're doing it for another fellow friender.
So that was the thing. I just, it's always the Super Bowl for every couple.
Yes.
That's how I take it. It's the Super Bowl for every couple, so you want everything to go perfect.
Yes.
That's my goal for everyone. But yes, when it's a fellow vendor that you've worked with so many times, and we've been planning this for so long. Actually, not even that long because she just got
9
engaged.
months, 10 months. She knew what she wanted, though.
She knew what she
before
wanted.
She was engaged.
But I wanted to make, like, I personally, as it did everybody, wanted to make sure that this went without a hitch.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. I think that is the case. But there was I had so much pressure on myself.
Well, you killed it, kid.
Well, thank you.
You did
But
awesome.
yeah, so we did introductions. And I'm starting to see this more often, that we're not introducing each individual bridesmaid or groomsman, or as a couple. It's let's bring out your bridesmaids, let's bring out your groomsmen. And I really liked how they both came out kind of like in a single file.
It was almost like watching a Super Bowl, like a football team come out
Yeah,
of the tunnel.
they came out the middle doors, and the bridesmaids went to one side of the dance floor, the groomsmen went to the other, which is what I instructed them to do, and they killed it.
Yeah.
And then I said, stay standing, because right after that, like usually I'll take a second, get everybody up and going crazy, and then I'll play a different song, and then we'll introduce the bride and groom. In this case, they came out at a specific part in the song, and then I want to say like 10 or 15 seconds later is when they wanted to come out to a specific part of that same song, but later on. So I had it queued up, but I also wanted to make sure, like, you guys need to get there.
Right.
And then right as I introduced I was like, let's please welcome your bridal party. They came out. And as they came out, I'm like, I need everybody to stand now. Like, I need everybody out of your seats. I need you guys to make as much noise as possible. Let them hear you. This is what we've been waiting for. Please welcome your brand new bride and groom, the new Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson. And that's when the beat dropped. They came out, and then everybody was going crazy. They came out to the middle of the dance floor, and usually at that point I'll say, once again, Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson, and then Cold Spark Effects
Yes.
went off.
and they kissed right at the same point too. It was really good.
Did they? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you got a cool little video.
I got
I'll
some
have
video.
to. Yeah, that was really cool. But I was like also trying to like get you out of the way.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh my God, yay, you were that guest.
I was like, I was trying to get content. And
I know.
was like, shoot. And I didn't even think I was in the way. I was like, oh, shoot, I'm in the backdrop.
Now, I will say in this case, you know, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I personally didn't want to be in any of the photos or the video
Oh, of course, yeah.
during their first dance or any of the dances. So being
center,
being front and center on the stage. Now, again, it was a very nice setup that I put together. You know, I'm going to pat my back on that one.
Yes.
So it's not like it's not a bad look, but I obviously don't want to be up there just like standing there like waving to the camera.
It's almost like when the officiant doesn't move when they kiss.
Yeah, well.
Don't do that.
Right. The experienced ones know what to do.
Yes.
The ones that don't. So that's what I had to do with you. I was like, we need to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, it didn't even like dawn on me because I'm like at an angle and I'm behind Nicole Spark and I'm videoing because I knew you wanted video of them coming in, and then the Cold Sparks hit and then they kissed and it was just all this magic happening.
And I literally had to like tackle you and pull you off to the side. I was like, you're getting in the shot for the video and the photo.
It wasn't a rough tackle. It was like a pull on the backside of my jacket, my suit jacket. Like, hey, and I was like, what? And you're like,
get out of the photo.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And then same thing for the first dance. I was like, get the hell out of the way.
Like, yes, let me get video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, so it was, I think, once that happened, I was good. Like once we got through that, and then dinner happened, then we did speeches. What else? Nothing. We didn't really do any other formalities. They wanted to do an anniversary dance to start off the dance floor.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't do it. She said, nix that. I don't care. I want to get this party started.
I feel like a lot of brides and couples are like that. As soon as they start to get in that momentum of like, this is it, it's party time.
Yeah. But I didn't do the anniversary dance, but I still played the two songs that they requested.
Yeah, and invited everybody.
I just invited everybody, and I usually say like, hey, we're going to open up the dance floor. Sometimes I'll just start with like a banger or like an upbeat song. This time I started with a slow song, which is one of their anniversary dance songs. And I just said, hey, if you came with somebody special tonight, feel free to bring them out to the dance floor. Or if you think somebody's cute, this is your time to shoot your shot.
I love that.
I always get some chuckles.
Every time you say it, I love it.
Yeah.
And I keep forgetting, like, I laugh and it's like probably the 50th time I've heard it, but nobody else has heard it.
Right.
So it's like
only the vendors.
Yeah, it always lands perfectly. Yeah.
And then then we got the party started.
I gotta say, dinner was good.
Dinner was
tasted really
Lakewood
well.
Ranch does a great job. That's what I'm saying.
I was quite surprised because when you go to country clubs, you're not quite sure, but
they do it right over there.
I was like, this is really good food.
Yep. And also to go along with the theme of black and white, for the photo booth, we did so typically we'll do we can do custom templates. We have HD camera, like high quality photos. 4x6 prints and so forth, and you can take like multiple shots for each template. In this case, they wanted just one photo per
print.
Per print, yeah, one photo per print, and they wanted it in black and white.
Yep.
And then just their little logo.
Yep. Because people would see it like on the screen in color, and then it would switch to the black and white with the monogram, and then it would print black and white.
We had majority of the props. It was very minimal props, but they were black and white as well.
Yep. Provided by the bride.
Well, the bride, Amy provided a lot. Hats, like I think they said bride and groom.
Bachelor parties.
Yeah, but I had some like black and white signs that were like wedding related, which were really cool. We got some new props.
Had a boa.
I had a black boa. Yep.
Yeah, like a little shawl.
Yeah. So I mean, everything went.
Some fans, a black feathery fan.
A top hat, a black top hat for the guys. Black glasses. We did have some like pink glasses that said bride on them, and then a black one that said groom. But yeah, just to go along with the whole theme, it was great. A white backdrop. It was really cool.
Yeah,
really well done.
It was really fun.
How was your experience over at the photo booth?
It was fun. I have decided, I was reminded, I should say, that there's just some guests that are just
a-holes.
Well, I wouldn't call it a young child or a young teenager an a-hole, but it was this, and all I could think was, these parents have their hands full with this young lady. It was
and next time, if they keep coming back, just don't print anymore.
She's like, oh, I want a picture of that one.
You know what happens? They throw them in the trash.
And I'm like, what?
That's just wasted paper.
And then like her parents came and they were like trying to do like a really nice photo of the two of them, and their parents. It's like a date night.
Yeah.
And she jumps in front of the camera. Oh my gosh, I never laughed so hard at a photo from a photo booth because her hair and everything, like it was flying.
Well, yeah, it's an HD camera.
It was like, it was really, really.
Or it's a DSLR camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Her parents were like, really? I was like, you want to take another one? So it's just the two of you. They're like, yeah, stay out of the photo.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
she
then
was feisty, and then the two little flower girls were so excited to take their little photos, and they were so short I had to like tilt the camera towards them, and they took like the same exact pose every time, and they just stood there. Like, it was so cute.
So later on in the night, after dinner, then they had a gelato cart come in.
Yes.
Which I went to go get some gelato, but the line was too long, and I had to get back to play another song, and then I just didn't get any.
You should have texted me. I was right there.
You were busy.
But
you really weren't busy.
I was busy.
I mean, you were busy, but then you weren't.
But yeah, it was like busy, and then not busy, and then drunken busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a few of them where I was like, whoo.
Yep. And then they had, for dancing, they brought out
coffee. Don't forget.
Oh, they had coffee bar, too. Yeah.
Yeah, with the gelato.
Coffee and gelato.
I may have had
amongst the dessert bar that they had already.
Which I had too.
Yeah. And then after that, and then during dancing, they brought out the glow sticks. The light sticks.
Foam, yeah, they're
with their names on it, with Amy and Ryan Stevenson. Mm-hmm. What else? They had some cool glasses. They had hats. I think that they probably got those hats from the photo booth. They just brought them out to the dance floor.
I don't think so. Maybe.
I got video of of Ryan and
some of them. Oh yeah, he was feeling it.
It was funny, and I'm gonna call Amy out on this right now. It was funny because Amy got a little annoyed. She was kind of annoyed at one point when we were dancing, or we got to the party portion. She's like, "Can we just like get ratchet, like or not ratchet, but she's like, can we just like turn it up to like some like the good stuff, get away from the old people stuff." I was like, okay. I was like, you good? She's like, yeah. Ryan he's talking to the guest and the family. He's like, I just want him to come out here on the dance floor with me. She was mad.
So, tip for grooms or partners:
don't leave your significant other.
Yeah, don't leave their side unless you just stay together.
It's y'all's night.
Just stay together.
Yeah.
On the dance floor together. If you don't dance, learn.
Yeah. Just shake
drinks.
it out there.
Yeah. Just.
But you know what? Eventually, he was out there,
and he never left.
And he never left her after that. I think maybe she said something to him.
He never left the dance floor.
No, he killed it out there.
Yeah, he was getting
And at the very end, I got the one more song chant.
Yes.
I got the one more song chant.
One more.
I was so excited. I got it, and I played Every Time We Touch because I noticed that they really liked kind of like that EDM dance vibe. They were really getting it. And I think I came to see you for a second, and everybody's like out on the dance floor, and I came out, and I just started like jumping and dancing with them at the end, and they all went crazy. That was fun.
That was fun. And then they did a last dance, which was none of the songs that they had danced to previously.
Of course not.
Which was great.
Yeah,
because some people use their first.
Yeah, typically
switch it up.
Typically I don't see that. Sometimes I do, but I would say probably 80% of the time I see it's a different song.
I like that.
But highly recommend couples. I highly recommend doing a last dance alone, or I'm just putting this out there. I'm just thinking of it. Earlier in the night during cocktail hour, we saw them do a room reveal.
Yes.
And
do that.
Do a room reveal, and maybe even during that room reveal, do a dance alone.
Just take it all in. And they did. They took their time walking around the room, pointing out the memorial table.
Well, no.
Just really,
she was pointing everything out to him.
Because she's the planner.
She did all of the planning, yeah.
But they just really took their time and, put it all together. For me, I would say, I mean, she knew everything. So I was waiting. I forgot, kind of. So I was waiting for this big, like, reveal face on her.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't get it. Because she knows everything. Mm-hmm. So she's like, oh, yeah, this is exactly how it was supposed to look. Like, look, babe, this is great. Yeah. Look what I did. This is our wedding, which is fabulous. But I was thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm waiting. I'm excited for that big, like, moment, like, oh my gosh, because you
Yeah.
still don't know. Like
Right.
you have an idea.
To see it all come together.
Yeah, unless you peeked in earlier.
True. Well, and I was there. So this was on Saturday. I actually went and set up, like I brought things in early on Friday because I didn't have any events, thankfully. And Swanky was setting up as well.
Yeah.
So I started bringing things in. And just to see the transition from Friday, I mean, they had the stage, they had the tables kind of like where they were going to be. They had the dance floor already down.
Well, she had rehearsals, so she saw probably a good amount of it.
But there was such a huge difference between Friday and Saturday. And I think I was setting up like around 5 or 6 o'clock on Friday. And then Saturday I went back like around 11 just to finish. And I do have video of how like uplighting, even though they have so much decor, and drapery and everything just looked beautiful and elegant. It was so nice. Utilizing uplighting around the entire room just takes it to like another level.
Oh yeah, because even like the cake, like it was kind of in a corner, and so there was like a little spot behind it. Even though there was a spotlight from above, you were able to uplight from behind, and so the pictures of that are probably going to look really good.
I'm really excited to see this video, the photos. I mean, you took a ton of video that you sent to me, so I'm going to actually put something together.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, and it was just, it was such a beautiful wedding and a great way to start wedding season.
I got to say it's refreshing to see so much simplistic detail. Like it was, nothing was missed, but it was still very simple. Like if you really think back, it's like minimal linens, minimal flowers. It was really
Wait, what?
Minimal flowers, your favorite. I mean, the arch had more flowers than the whole entire
No, that's where I think
venue.
all the florals went.
All the florals went to the arch that was there for 20 minutes, for pictures and maybe 45. But
still probably cost more than
the
me.
Simplicity of the decor that it understatedly made it overly stated, right? Like it screamed elegant and just pristine.
Yeah, I think my two favorite things were the over the dance floor. What do you call it? A floating
ceiling.
A floating ceiling, was epic, and the stage and the backdrop for the stage for me. And it was really cool because during the planning process, she was like, "Do you want to be on a stage?" I said, "I would love to," and she's like, "I'm going to like create a whole backdrop for you, and you can light it up. You can do everything." And it was. Honestly, no.
It would have looked way different.
100%.
Way different.
Yeah.
It would have looked like, ooh, you almost hit it out of the park. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, my setup wasn't insane, but I had like trussing and I had my custom DJ table up on the stage kind of like as like a staple piece. But the cool thing is, because everything was black and white, all of my gear is black and white.
Yes, it is.
And it like flowed perfectly. And I have different types of setups that I can bring. Like I have facades, and like if like I'm at like a more of like a country themed venue, I can bring out like a wooden facade to go with that. But in this case, I brought out my custom DJ table, which was like elegant black and white. I had my trussing, which was wrapped in white scrim,
Spandex,
and then I was able to uplight those with white with the white uplights. And it was,
And I think it's what's important to point out to couples that are planning is carry it from beginning to end. What I mean by, if you're going black and white or whatever that is, you don't have to overly like decorate, but the thing that is going to stand out is the thing that doesn't match. You know what I mean? Like which one of these doesn't look like the other kind of thing. So if there had been like, I don't know, the DJ had a table with a linen on it, and everything sat on a 6-foot table, it would have taken the elegant down a notch. So just, if this is your vibe or whatever that vibe is, own it and sprinkle it in, but make sure it looks very cohesive. Like one person came in, made all those decisions about everything, and everything matched.
Yeah.
Even though you've got all the different vendors coming in together. And if it's budget, issues that is, might cause you to not be able to carry that fluidly through, then think about that when you're starting to pick your date from the beginning.
Yeah.
And extend it maybe 6 months or so. just so that you can make sure everything is indicative and of what you are and who you are and how you want things, and it really speaks to you as a couple.
True that.
Yeah. Don't skip out. Like, don't put all of your eggs in the floral basket.
Don't
and
do
only
that.
Put one in the DJ basket.
Put them all in the DJ basket and the planning
No,
basket and the
put
decor.
one basket and one egg in that one. You know, divvy it all out, but just have a balance.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I was geeking. I was definitely like super. You know what I thought of too, because the elevator has like that gold inside it from upstairs to downstairs. How like sexy a photo in that elevator would have been in their black and white outfit, and a black and white photo like in the actual elevator, like her again. Like I just could see like that being like a really cool, because it was all that black and white, and I'm thinking, ooh, this is kind of like speakeasy-ish kind of, and a black and white photo in that elevator of just the two of them would have been really nice.
Okay.
I was like, this is a great photo spot, the elevator, since I had to take it up and down 17 million times.
Yes. During cleanup.
During cleanup.
Yes, thank you for that.
No problem.
Much appreciated.
Anytime, boo.
But Amy, Ryan, the new Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson,
They're in
congrats.
Hawaii.
They left today.
Yes.
Today's Monday. This happened Saturday.
Yes. Have fun.
So, congrats.
Right?
to
Way to
those
start
two.
the season, Tim.
Yes.
How are you going to, I don't know.
Well-
set the bar for the, what you got coming?
All right, so this weekend is light. I'm actually not doing anything this weekend personally because I'm going to watch the Eagles home opener.
Did they win yesterday?
They did, but we don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It was
I was afraid to ask.
a win is a win. We'll take it.
Yep. Go
But
Browns.
Yeah. This isn't a sports podcast. We're not going to go there. But yeah, go Browns. Good job. So this weekend we just have a birthday party, which is one of my other DJs going to do. And then the following, is the 22nd and 23rd. And that's when we start, really getting into the swing of things. We have 4 weddings.
Oh, my gosh. You went from 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
1 to a birthday to 4.
Yep. A big wedding on Friday. Two weddings on Friday. 2 weddings on Saturday. Photo booth on the 23rd if you're able.
Pretty sure, yes.
So put that on your
Where
calendar.
am I going?
Where is this one? Oh, it's a quince.
Oh, hablo español?
Oh, it's at Lakewood Ranch. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
So
Quince. That should be fun with some youngins.
yeah, that one. Yeah. And we actually, this is my I have one of my new DJs, DJ Luis.
Oh, you have a new Spanish-speaking DJ?
Yep, DJ
Nice.
Luis. So these are actually our first events. I've worked with them. This is our first wedding, our first events together.
Okay, so you'll be there too.
So he's going to be there on the 23rd. So it's 2 DJs, and we've got two DJs, light, spark, photo. We've got all the things. So we might just do it up like we did this past weekend as far as setup is concerned. And then DJ Luis is at Baker's Ranch that Friday. Where am I on Friday? Hold on.
You're like,
I'm at the Powell Crosley. Okay.
Look at that.
Nice. And then Carolina is at a wedding on Saturday somewhere.
How in the hills? Some other no-name place.
Where is she? I don't know where she is. Hold on. I guess it doesn't matter. But she's somewhere. She's got a wedding.
Where in the world is Carolina?
Oh, it's at Lakewood Ranch. She's at Esplanade Golf and Country Club, Lakewood Ranch. So that's not next week, but the following, and then the following week after that, I'm at Molly's on the 29th, Friday, and then we've got a 60th birthday party, a wedding at Mixon's, and then another wedding at Shangri-La.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one.
And that's the 30th.
That'll be a great recap. But, you have to tell us how that goes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then hello October.
And then and
Yay.
then there goes my weekends.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, just forget it. Yeah.
So photo booth stuff.
Photo booth.
And then you can be a planner and we can get you back into planning things again.
People just need to tell me they need me to plan things.
Okay.
I'll plan their things.
All right.
But I honestly want to do design and hire and I don't want to sound pushy, but I really want to do true design, elements and figuring all that out for people. I don't want to just be Okay, walk down the aisle.
Well, duh.
Down the aisle.
Yeah, that's
down
why
the
you have a
aisle.
team.
I know.
We got to get there.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
Yes, absolutely. I've got people that are like, let's do it.
Yes,
I
let's.
told Swanky, I was like, need me to moonlight? I'll moonlight for you.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Well, all I'm
They've got
saying is
a lot of work right now.
all I'm saying is TLS Entertainment with a
Has
side
first-
of brandy.
has first dibs.
No, I'm just saying that can be our thing. TLS Entertainment with a side of brandy. Yeah, brandy. And that you can as you sipping some brandy. Get
I
it?
mean, brandy's good.
I think we're onto something here.
We are.
All right.
Let us know how y'all feel about it.
That is going to do it for us. Thank you guys for sticking around. This is podcast number 31? 31. Or did I say 32?
You said 31.
Okay. We're in the 30s, people. That's going to do it for us. So, once again, I am Tim Schaus, your premier DJ with TLS Entertainment. I don't think I said that earlier, but hopefully you guys know me by now. And if you don't, well, hello. And, of course, our beautiful non-retired wedding planner, Brandy Harlan. That's going to do it for us.
Peace and chicken grease.